The Moon Writes a Love Letter to Artemis by Nikita Gill. First of all, these are three unfamiliar words that I would like to discuss to you. Number one, ichor. This is a noun and it means in Greek mythology the fluid that flows like the blood in the veins of the gods. Number two is silver-tipped. This is a noun/adjective. The definitions are a grizzly bear having the hairs whitish at the tips and tips of silver. Number three is fray. This means a situation of intense activity, typically one incorporating an element of aggression or competition, a battle or a fight. Now I will read to you the poem. The Moon Writes a Love Letter to Artemis by Nikita Gill. I choose you, the rarest of beings, for the belonging I never had with your Aunt Celine. She was meant to be my mother, my food giver, but I found her too little in love with me and more in love with watching love. But you, dear Artemis, you with the wings that you made from your own silver-tipped wishes, how you always just took what you wanted. I watched you become midwife to your mother at birth and help bring your twin into this world. This is what I wanted to belong to. The dark saplings of unmanageable wilderness that run through your veins mixing with the gold of ichor. This is how you flick your wrists and bend whole forests to your will. The brow that holds a scar from the first fray you won against your brother, and gold-eyed like the wolves who sing to me every night. How could I ever resist falling in love with you? So I took myself from the arms of all my lovers and gave myself to you. Tell me, Artemis, do you love me too? Perhaps you do. Why else, when your father sat you on his throne as an untamable girl child and asked you what you wanted, you told him, "Give me the moon." Now I will discuss to you the historical background of this poem. The origins of this modern poem can be traced back to ancient Greece. Artemis was the Greek goddess of the moon, wild animals, hunting, and vegetation, as well as chastity and childbirth. The Romans identified her with Diana. Artemis was Zeus's and Leto's daughter, as well as Apollo's twin sister. Artemis was the most popular goddess among the rural populace. In the poem, she was described as being a midwife to her mother during the birth of her twin, Apollo. The ancients believed that she aided her mother in bringing her brother into the world as soon as she was born. This story elevated her to the status of goddess of childbirth. Now I will discuss to you the literal level of this poem. Who is the persona talking in this poem? The persona talking in this poem is the moon. What is the setting? The setting is the sky, for this is where the moon lives, and it is most likely at night. The summary of this poem: the moon writes Artemis a love letter in which it explains why it fell in love with her and how great a goddess Artemis is. The moon referred to Artemis as the rarest of all beings, emphasizing how unique she is. Now I will discuss to you the symbolisms of this poem. Number one, The line silver tipped wishes symbolizes the 6 wishes of Artemis and her vow of chastity. Number 2, unmanageable wilderness that run through your veins mixing with the gold of Ichor line symbolizes Artemis's love for haunt and the wilderness. Number 3, the line the brow that holds a scar from the first fray you won against your brother symbolizes Artemis's courage and strength. Lastly, but not the least, the line "Give me the moon" symbolizes Artemis herself. You can see below these points the meanings or the explanations of these symbolisms. You can pause to read. Last but not the least, I will give to you my personal reflection. To be strong, a woman does not require the assistance of a man, and being a woman does not always imply being fragile and frail. Yes, women are perceived to be delicate, but women can be just as tough as men, if not greater. Society constantly emphasizes that women are weak, dramatic, and emotional, but we have never stopped to consider why. Women are only emotional because they have been through and continue to face a slew of adversity. Emotion, which is said to be more prevalent in women, is, in my opinion, a symbol of strength. Emotion is not weakness, for it is a feeling. It is nature to us humans. However, it is despised by society. And it is almost always women who have the bravery and courage to stand up to society. Only women allow themselves to cry, shout, and break down without fear of appearing weak. They are already weak in the eyes of the world. So what is there to lose? Women have the ability to be brave in their own unique way, which no man can ever replicate. Women do not always break. Women feel. And this, I believe, is what makes women the strongest of them all. Let me end this video with one of my top favorite quotes. This quote is by Jo March in Little Women. Women, they have minds and they have souls, as well as just hearts. And they've got ambition and they've got talent, as well as just beauty. I'm so sick of people saying that love is just all a woman is fit for.